Welcome to my chefing. My name is Chef Fran, and today I have for you a goodie. Most people like ramen, so I'm doing a healthy version of ramen. We're doing stir-fry ramen. Now, I've used organic Halo ramen because the ones that come in the packet has high sodium, which is not good for you, obviously. And also, we are in the month of March, and noodles happens to be also the food of the month. We have celery, we have noodles, we have frozen foods. These are all part of food of the month, it's also nutrition month. And so I am making sure we have all of our nutrition here with all the veggies. And this is going to be a really good, hearty, whole meal for your family ramen. So if your kids love ramen, this is a great meal for them. You can get the veggies in there, you can get your meats in there, and with the better flavor that you're making with your own seasoning for your ramen. Now, if you don't have the Halo ramen, or you can't get it, you can also use the packet, but don't use the packet. You use the packaging of ramen. Just take the noodles from that and throw away the seasoning packet, because that's the part that's not healthy at all for you. Okay, for our stir fry and making our ramen noodles, you want it to be pieces, but not too big, but not too small either. So I think these are good. Look at all these wonderful colors: red, green, yellow, bell peppers. We don't have orange because we are going to use our carrots, our shredded carrots, and do a little rough chopping on them because they tend to be very long. So we'll have our beta carotene in there and our vitamin C as well, vitamin A, because they're extremely long. So this won't be coming out of our mouths when we eat the ramen noodles. So I'm just rough chopping it down a little bit, just so they're not so long for us. Just a gentle rough chop. And they should be about, let's see, the length that I'm looking for. About this length. About this length would be good. Those are nice, edible sizes. Okay. I incorporated my carrots that I had just chopped up. All mixed in. No veggies. And just gonna let this saute because it's a little tender. Not too soft. It still have a little crunch, but not too firm either. It's like in between. I am now just spraying some EVOO on my chicken breast. And I'm just gonna put a little salt and black pepper here before I massage my chicken breast. This is Himalayan salt, which contains a lot less sodium than your normal table salt. It's the salt that I use when cooking and prefer to use. And we're going to add some black pepper, as I don't want to do this once I start touching the chicken. And of course, if you watch my channel, then you're familiar with the fact that I do like to wash my chicken. And so we washed it with some acid, which was for us lemon juice, and let it sit there for a couple of minutes, about 10 minutes or so. Anything else? Put this chicken and kind of massage the seasoning. And then I am going to cook this until it reaches the temperature of 165. Your meat should reach 165, the internal temperature. Just very basic seasoning, because I'm going to add lots of other flavor seasonings when we add our steak to this. So I didn't want to overdo it with the seasoning so it wouldn't be too salty. So I am now going to cook this in my ghee butter that I had earlier when I cooked my vegetables in here. And our chicken is definitely cooking up. Remember, we want to get the internal temperature to 165. It's not quite there yet. It slightly still has a little pink. So we don't want any pink. That means it's undercooked. There's pink. So we'll give this another few more minutes. I'd say about 7 more minutes. Then it'll be fully cooked. And so now we are cooking up our steak fajita that's going to go with our chicken that we just cooked up, and our stir-fried vegetables, and our noodles, which happens to be ramen, since this is the month. And the fajita I bought had already a seasoning on it. So this is the season that we're going. Green onions cutting for our garnish. And I'm gonna wait for my vegetable broth and chicken broth to boil so I can make my ramen. I have actually more ramen than this since I'm doing it for a big group today. Okay, so I'm cooking my Hello Ramen, which is organic ramen. It doesn't have a flavor packet. Sorry, I should have shown you the box. So I'm just cooking it in some vegetable and chicken broth. And I did add a little Himalayan salt because the broth didn't really have any salt taste to me. Now it is almost complete within another minute. And I'm going to add some butter to it. And I'm going to put our vegetables that we cooked. And so I'm just going to go over everything I have here, and then we'll get into the vitamin content of it. And so what I have here is, like I said, I showed you how I cooked my ramen, which I had cooked in some chicken and vegetable broth that I had left over. So I just combined both of them together. I added some butter, which I have here, and my chicken. I had showed you how I cooked it, how I seasoned it and cooked it. Very basic, just a little bit of Himalayan salt and black pepper, and cooked it in some ghee. And I have my steak here, my steak strips that I had cooked as well. And this came from the frozen fruit. My broccoli was frozen, which is part of the food of the month. And I just microwaved it. And I had cooked my bell peppers with onions and peppers, with onions and garlic. And I have the red, green, and yellow bell pepper this time, and carrots, and I cooked it in ghee. And then I have some corn, which was also part of my frozen vegetable. And then I have my mushroom that I had also cooked in ghee, which is my fresh mushrooms that I cut up. I have some tamari sauce here. And tamari is a soy sauce that doesn't have the wheat in it, and it has 18 amino acids in it, and 9 amino acids that are essential. And I have here a sugar-free teriyaki sauce. And I have a little bit of black pepper and some scallions for my garnish. And my other special treat for my garnish is my everything bagel. Why would I just want to put just sesame seeds when I can have the whole shebang and everything bagel? And so we'll come back and do our vitamin content. Our ramen has iron, riboflavin, magnesium, and folic acid. I had cooked the ramen in some chicken broth, which has vitamin A, B12, C, D, E, K, and magnesium, and also vegetable broth, which has vitamin A and iron. My butter has vitamin A, D, E, B12, and K2. My chicken has vitamin B6, B12, and niacin. My beef strips has vitamins B6, B12, zinc, iron, and selenium. My broccoli has vitamin B1, B6, E, and manganese. And my little stir fry here, which has the tricolored bell peppers of red, yellow, and green, and carrots, as well as onions and garlic. So I'll start off with the bell peppers, which has vitamins A, C, B2, B6, folate, and potassium. The carrots has vitamins A, beta-carotene, biotin, and potassium. The onions has B6, C, potassium, folate, and magnesium. And the garlic has B6, C, manganese, and selenium. Our corn has vitamins B, C, and folate. And our bella mushrooms has vitamin B1, B2, and niacin. And our tamari sauce has riboflavin, B6, K, magnesium, and copper. Our teriyaki sauce has vitamin B1, B3, B5, and B9. My black pepper has vitamins A, C, B1, B2, B5, B6, E, and K. And my scallions has vitamins B1, B2, B3, and C. And my last but not least, my everything bagel has vitamins A, C, D, iron, and calcium. Here's a real fact. 1 in 6 children in the state of Florida, which is where I reside, are food insecure. No child should have food insecurity. They should have access to food at all times. So I am using the best tools in the house. I have gloves on because this is all RTE food now, since it's all been pre-cooked and I showed you how I cooked them. And so I've added my butter, and the best tools in the house are my hands because I can control the process from breaking and using tongs or anything else, since the ramens are gentle. And I really believe in using the best tools in the house a lot of times because you have more control of it when you use your hands. This is hot. So I am actually, now that I've poured this in, I'm going to go with my tamari first. Okay, so now I'm adding my chicken here. This is one of my son's favorite meals, so he's gonna be like in heaven. Even my husband really likes this. It's just something people love. Oh my gosh, look at this. These mushrooms in here. Let's kind of turn this so we can, oh, that red from the peppers, the orange from the carrots, the yellows from the bell peppers, the green from the broccoli. I love colors. If you watch my show, you know I'm a person who loves colors because colors represent nutrition. And we are in the month of March, where it's all about nutrition. But in general, if it wasn't that, I'm just a person that loves to see colors in food because I know that I'm getting nutrient-dense food. And that's important. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit more of that sugar-free teriyaki sauce that I have. Oh my gosh, look at this. I'm so excited to show you all these colors of the food. To me, it's yummy because of that. You have everything in here. So, we'll be back to plate it. All these colors. The goodness, the goodness, the goodness. The goodness of the food. Oh, wow. look how beautiful this looks. And you really can get your kids to eat it because even though it has a lot of veggies, it is colorful. And it has one of their favorite things, ramen. So now let me get to plating this. Now to think about how beautiful, and this is nutrient dense, and a lot of families don't have that opportunity to be able to have, a lot of nutrition due to food insecurity is really sad. My nonprofit, which happens to be called Joseph Dreamhouse, we feed families suffering from food insecurity. And, with the rise of cost of everything going up, even to get them we thrive on providing nutrient dense food to them. And that's even really difficult now because of the cost of everything going on the rise. But we still do our best to meet that mission because it's so important for us, because we have a lot of families that have autoimmune disease or gastritis or cholesterol, diabetes. And we think it's important that if we're just going to be providing some form of food to them because they come to us for aid, that we could really try our best and not just look at them as people who might be here just wanting something or needing something or begging, but to really see them as human beings, that this could happen to anyone, a moment of downturn. And to be honest with you, all of our families work. It's just that they can't meet ends meet. And we want to be able to provide the nutrient dense quality of vegetables and some good protein meat to them, so they can be able to take care of their family. They can be good, productive employees, and then children can excel in school because they have the nutrients that they need. So I think that's important. So now let's get into tasting some of this now. Well, I want to be a little fancy today. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know how to use chopsticks, but I'm going to attempt because I have these wonderful gold chopsticks that I want to use. So don't laugh at me, but join the fun with me. And let me know if I'm using them properly or not. But I definitely want to try to use them. So I'm going to attempt right here to try to use them. And if I'm not doing it right, you can tell me too and guide me. Okay, I'm not just saying that. Delicious, really. The frozen vegetables, microwave perfectly. You still have that little bit of, not the crunch, but the steam doesn't fully cook it. So it allows it to, still have a softness, but still a little firmness. Delicious. Let me get in here since I think I'm fancy now, since I was able to kind of use the chopstick and get my little yellow pepper. It is so flavorful. With all these vegetables, my piece of meat, my steak, this ramen, it's a definite must try. I encourage you guys, take the ramen in the packet that you could buy from the store, which is not really expensive, but throw the inside packaging out and just season your meat, even with some basic salt and pepper. And like I said, I cooked it with ghee, and you do the same. If you don't have ghee, cook in a little bit of butter or a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil, avocado oil, whichever oil you prefer. Cook it with that. Very simple, with some salt and black pepper. Your chicken as well as your beef, or do one meat if you want, or do no meat. How about that? You can keep this totally vegetarian by just using the vegetables. It is just good enough to just have your mushroom being your umami and all your veggies. Listen, don't forget to click the like button by giving us a virtual hug. When you do that, it makes me feel like you're with us and you're enjoying what we're doing. So, click that like button for me. And also subscribe. Subscribe. That lets me know that you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out for you weekly. And most of all, also share. Sharing is caring. This wonderful recipe, such as ramen, knowing that kids love to eat it, college kids, younger kids, even some adults, like I told you, my husband loves this. Your family want to know what else they could do with ramen if they don't already know other things to do. So share this video with them. Share this recipe and comment below. I do answer I want to engage with you. So engage back with me. Listen, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to cooking for you again. Thank you so much. Love you guys. And be part of the Mom Chef and family. Bye.